G'day, this is Ben from BensGarden, and this is our 10 tropical fruit trees that can grow in New Zealand with the right advice. And by the way, this is a raccoon. Here's what the fruit from these trees look like. You've got to get in quick because they'll soon run out. And here's a quick preview of all of these 10 plants. All of this selection are very easy to grow.
Yep, anyone can grow these.
These ones will grow most places a Fiji would grow.
And these ones will grow most places orange tree will grow.
These ones need a very warm spot like indoors or in a patio or courtyard. These ones need a very warm spot, better still in a greenhouse or something like that. And these ones are very nice but quite difficult to grow. You've got to know what you're doing. Let's look at all of these one by one, starting with the carambola, and people call it the star fruit for obvious reasons. Here's some of our very own ones growing in Kaitaia, and here's some growing in Auckland. So they do grow very well in New Zealand if you care for them in the right way. They need a very warm spot. Start them off like this, or even better still in a greenhouse. Fruity but very tarty. Just pushing this guy out the way for an important announcement. There's a couple of more videos coming up really shortly. Look at this one. It's about how you can just buy 10 sticks of wood from your local building store, and I'll show you all the tips of how you can stick it together using the most simple joints. I used to be a woodwork teacher, and the average year 9 or 10 student could put together something like this. So can you too. We're not going to worry about all the difficult type of methods. We're going to use the most simple skills. You can do it. Inside here you can grow something like a papaya. I call them a papaya hut. But you could grow a star fruit or anything else to give you the absolute best results. During December we're going to be releasing papaya plants again. We mostly produce these for commercial operations that sell the fruit to places. So you can see our fruit if you go to like the Greyland markets. I think there's a store in Waipu. There's places where you can buy the fruit, and they come from our plants that we start off, and for commercial growers to produce the absolute best results, because we've got a really good strain that's specially selected that can handle New Zealand conditions and temperatures better than other ones will, and they're disease resistant. So we've got the best papaya around. But also, if you give yourself the best chance for the best success, looks like stacked with fruit, if you put it inside a greenhouse or even just one of these small things like this. Videos about special tips about caring for your plants so that it's not a difficult thing. And by following Ben's advice, you'll have a lot of confidence in knowing that if you follow that, you'll get really good results. We don't post videos often, but when we do, they're pretty good. So make sure you go right across to the BensGarden Facebook page. You may have seen this in another page or in a repost. Go right over to the BensGarden Facebook page and engage, like and share and subscribe, things like that. Join in that to make sure that you're going to see these videos coming up, and don't miss out. We've got these 10 plants now, but here are some other plants that are going to be available very shortly too, and more after that. Finger lime, Aussie bush tucker. These ones are a little bit spiky. It has fruit that look like a finger, but inside they're a lime, and the lime is a bit like caviar lime. It comes in beads. They have a very special lime flavour. Use it in just about anything. Grows in most New Zealand gardens. Semi-shade is the best. And like all of the fruit trees from Ben's Garden, they come from the absolute best strains and varieties that Ben's chosen over. You've been growing these things since about
Late 70s.
Yeah, about the time of the first Star Wars movie. Third on the list is the guavayu. This is what they look like, and they have fruit like a grape, but just a bit smaller. But the taste is quite similar, but they don't grow in bunches. We're the only one who has these guavayu. Nobody else has them in New Zealand. They're very special. They grow nice on their own, but they grow really well in hedges too. It should be a national pastime for people to stand around a hedge of these and just have a yak while they're eating the fruit. They're really nice. Now if you want to buy one of these, you've got to get in quick because they're selling out fast, and these are very nice and bushy. The jabuticaba, most people who are into tropical fruits will tell you that this is their absolute favourite. The fruit look like a grape, but not in bunches. Look at how they grow. And these ones, these are our fruit grown in New Zealand. This is from our tree in Auckland. So they taste similar to a grape, but much better. You'll absolutely love them. This one often has 2, 3 or even 4 crops a year. Here we go. This is the jackfruit. And if you've travelled around Asia, you might have seen the fruit. They're huge. It's the biggest tree fruit in the world. But you've got to have ninja level growing to be able to grow these. Some are already fruiting in New Zealand, but to achieve that it takes quite a bit of care. There you go, jackfruit. Jackfruit are originally from India, but this is a sweet and juicy strain from Hawaii, and it has a taste a bit like juicy fruit bubblegum. The lucuma has got to be one of the best tropical fruit trees out there. They're from Peru and some other countries around in the area, and not all lucuma taste the same. Some of them are a bit bland, but these ones are really like a distinctive full flavoured butterscotch flavour, quite intense, and they have so many different uses. You can eat them straight, these ones, but also in baking, like for baking cakes, for smoothies and ice cream, that type of thing. They'll have the most amazing flavour. Check out my lucuma and baobab cake, and with these they act as consistency modifiers, thickeners. So when you're baking cakes with the fruit from these, you probably won't need any eggs. But not all lucuma have that full, really intense, rich, sweet butterscotch flavour. These ones do, but we've only got so many left. Hi, it's me again. Now for Christmas coming up, if you yourself or people you know do some growing of veggies and things like that, or they could, or they should, then these two things here are an absolute must to get some garden production on the way and get yourself some veggies, so you're not having to pay like $10 a cabbage and $5 for a broccoli in the wrong kind of season and stuff like that. So, you know, like this thing here is if you plant seeds in trays and you pull those things out of there, then what you do is you just poke this into the ground, you stuff the seedling inside here, and then lift the handles up and go like that. You might have to kick it in, and it's like count the dollars, 5, 10, 15, 20, it's like hundreds of bucks you're saving. Most seeds are less than a cent or just a few cents, so you turn that into like $5 worth of, or $10 worth of stuff per plant. And this one here also is for seeds that are, you know, corn, peas, beans, any seeds that are 3mm upwards. You load the seeds on one side, you put some fertiliser on the other side if you want to, and then you just push it down like this, and it pops those seeds into the ground. So once you've sort of dug up your soil a bit, so it's all ready, you just walk like this, like a jackhammer, from one end to the other. Before you know, you've got mega dollars worth of veggies in the garden ready to eat. Well, once they've grown. Go to BensGarden or King Ag Facebook and you can find out how you can get one of these. From Southern Africa, this is marula, and these plants here are also marula. These are so well known and loved in southern parts of Africa that they're the subject of many tales and legends behind these trees. Although, to note, I think some people know these most for making this stuff. But even if you're not going to make alcohol from it, they're very nice to eat on their own, and there are lots of recipes for things to do with them on the interweb. The pachera from Guyana and countries thereabouts, they're they need a very hot place, like a warm, like indoors, in a patio, inside a greenhouse, something like that. But they have very striking foliage. They have nice leaves as well, and there's a nut that it's edible, but certainly you can't have this anywhere in the wind because very soft lush leaves and they'll just get munted outside. So if you want to look after one of these, they'll look great. Sometimes you see these people grow 3 of them and twist them around into a lace sting, but they look pretty nice on their own. And look at what's starting to happen with the base. That's what happens with them. So for buying any of these, we deliver anywhere in New Zealand, and also you can pick up from Kaitaia, or some of them pick up from Auckland as well, by appointment only. To find out how to order these, go to the BensGarden Facebook page, look at the posts and see the details. That's it from me. Back to that fella. Hurry up then. Ben forgot the sandpaper fig. I'll go and get my best boomerang. This is Aussie bush tucker. It's the sandpaper fig. Now the sandpaper has nothing to do with the fruit. You use the leaves, they're a bit sandpapery, and you use them to polish your best didgeridoos and boomerangs as well. Gives them a good flight. The figs are not super juicy. They're a little bit more like towards dried figs, but that makes them last a long time on the tree, and very nice and very figgy fig. If you didn't use juicy figs for making fig jam, but if you used expensive dried figs for making a fig jam, that's what your fig jam will taste like if you use figs straight from the tree from these. Alright, the Suriname cherry, and these are the favourite of many. And they're another one that grow well in the bush, like in the garden just in front of your house or anywhere, but they make an excellent hedge as well. Look at the parent trees that these come from in Auckland, and here are some that we've got growing in Kaitaia, even still in bags, and they're fruiting already. So they're quite sweet, but tangy as well. Really nice snacks to get into, and anyone can grow these on the absolute entry level of growing tropical plants. These are ones you can definitely grow, no worries at all. So when you buy any of these BensGarden plant, it comes with the guide of how to look after it, and if you want to grab some, you better be in quick. Look at the description below for how and where to buy. We deliver to anywhere in New Zealand using New Zealand Post. As you can see, the quality of plants from BensGarden, we don't send out tiny things, you know, with little wee sprouts. They're nice and bushy to give you a good start. So if you want to buy some, get in quick, check out the description below. And there's also some other plants coming up pretty soon, so keep an eye on that. Join our Facebook page. We don't often have videos, but when they do, well, they're fairly good, or at least mediocre anyway. And starting from December, every month we're going to be having a walkabout, where we just go and walk about the property, and anything that might be fruiting or something at the time, something interesting happening, the flowers, we pop that video up. But join us and subscribe, like, all that type of thing, so you can be in with a grin to win on anything that's going on at BensGarden, because he's an absolute guru on growing things that some people think are difficult to grow in New Zealand, but with the right help and advice, you'll be sweet. Get rid of that fruit tree, because we don't want to, I think we better not sell that one.